First village that we're going to visit is the Bloomery, and the Bloomery is down along the Shenandoah River, southeast of Charlestown, and got its name years ago when it was involved in the early iron industry here in Jefferson County. The first way to get across the Shenandoah River from west bank to east bank was this ferry. This ferry is located attached to, on the east bank of the river there, a little village called Mannings, and this is Mannings Ferry. You can see this gentleman in the cart. If you look closely, you can see that there's a cable attached from one bank to the other, and pulling along that cable is how you got from one side of the river to the other side. Safe boat there along the side in case you got jammed up. You could still get across the river and make repairs to get all the way across. Now this is S. Hal Brown's 1883 map of Jefferson County, and the arrows indicate two things. First, the arrow on the left points to the Bloomery Turnpike that connected Charlestown to the Bloomery, so you could head across the river. The smaller arrow in the lower right-hand corner is the location of Mannings Ferry, and it's roughly near where the parking area at Moulton Park on the River Road there along the Shenandoah. It's roughly in that vicinity. This is an oil portrait done by Ren Conklin. The Conklin brothers in the early 1900s owned Happy Retreat, operated a furniture store there. One of the brothers, Ren, was a self-taught artist, and before they moved to town, this is his portrait of what he called the entrance to the Bloomery. The little bridge there that you see in the foreground is across Evetts Run, which leaves Charlestown and heads down to the Shenandoah, and this little bridge went across there so that you could access the ferry. This is a Shaw and Whitmer map done in the 1920s, and the red arrow there at the bottom shows you the location of where that little bridge was found. Now this is a bridge that's built in the 1930s. It was painted swimming pool blue, and we called it the Blue Bridge, but more formally it was called the Daly Bridge for the Daly family that operated a dairy in that neighborhood. You can see this is in June of 1972. This is Hurricane Agnes. You can see in the foreground there a car that's been trapped by floodwaters and had made it impossible for it to be moved. And this is what that bridge looks like today. This is the modern bridge connecting the Shenandoah River area and Blue Ridge Mountain area to the Route 9. Not only did they have bridges and ferries at the Bloomery, but in the early 1900s, this was a popular spot for people who lived in Charlestown to build a camp and spend the summers there. You can see in both of these photographs camps that have been built, and this is where people went to beat the heat of the summertime and to spend time recreating, fishing, swimming. All of these houses were built along the east bank of the Shenandoah River, and many of them were destroyed in the floods of 1936 and 1942. About that World War II era, many of those camps no longer existed. This is the area today. You can still see that there are people who live there, so it's still a very popular spot. In addition to camps, there was a really popular swimming area above the Big Eddy on the Shenandoah. This is also in the vicinity of today's Moulton Park, operated by the Blessing and Eby family. It's called B&E Bathing Beach, and was home to a lot of swimming and fun activity during the summertime. This is roughly where it's located today.